And hi again, everyone. Jim Bartle's your host this month on Something Artsy. It's brought to you courtesy of Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council, and our thanks to them. Well, a regular guest on our program, and one that should be on a regular basis because there's so much to talk about. Leroy Harris is here at New Ulm Public Library. I know you've got a long title to what you do, but you tell about a lot of great things, and let's get right at it and see how we're looking. Now, there's some holiday things coming up in May, Memorial Day stuff. What are the hours going to be?
So our regular hours apply most days. We will be closed on Memorial Day, so on Monday, May 26th. Will be closed, and so we do have one program moved as a result of that. Yeah, we'll be closed on Monday for Memorial Day on the 26th there.
All right, real good. Let's get into adult programs. What's on the agenda coming up for the month of May at New Ulm Public Library?
We've got lots of things. So, of course, we've got our senior movie matinees, which happen every Friday afternoon at 1. We're moving into the 1970s. As we roll through the decades again.
I love that decade. I love that decade.
And we've got 5 Fridays in May, so we've got 5 movies for you. So our first movie is Duel, and it's a thriller set on the road. And then we've got Smokey and the Bandit, and then we have The Stepford Wives, High Anxiety, and then we're going to finish things off with The China Syndrome. That's a movie about some journalists trying to expose some ethical things out in California. So, yeah, we've got 5 great movies, and the New Ulm Film Society, nice segue there, is starting their next film series. It's going to be baseball movies. And so their first one that they're showing for the next 6 months is going to be 8 Men Out from 1988. It's about a scandal in early baseball history back in the 1920s of the World Series getting fixed by the mob.
That's going to get kicked off in May also?
Yes, so that's kicking off on May. And so, yeah, 8 Men Out is what that movie's called, and that's going to be New Ulm Film Society does their presentations on the second Tuesday of each month, so that's going to be Tuesday, May 13th at 6:30 p.m. down in the library's meeting room.
I like baseball movies.
So, yeah, we've got 6 of them lined up, and that's the first one.
Smokey and the Bandit sounds pretty good, too. So.
Yep, got that. So we're very excited to bring back for a second year the Nintendones Video Game Jazz Orchestra. They're going to come for a concert on Saturday, May 3rd at 1 o'clock here at the New Ulm Public Library. And they're going to be actually doing a tour of all the libraries in Brown County. So if you like them and you want to see them more than once, you can check out their tour schedule on their Facebook page. Just search for the Nintendones Jazz. And we're very grateful to the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund for making that concert possible. They've got some new pieces, some fun arrangements from all through video game history. It should be a fun time.
What time is that?
And that's going to be Saturday, May 3rd at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
In the afternoon.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah, we've got our art and craft groups going, of course. We've got our Knippling group.
I remember that word.
Yeah, and so they meet Tuesday afternoons from 1:30 to 3:30.
You and I last talked about
3
or 4 months ago, and I remember knippling.
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah, so they meet 1 to 3 o'clock.
And what is knippling again?
So knippling is the traditional bohemian art of bobbin lace weaving.
Yes.
And so they do some really fabulous lace work. It's just really neat to look at and watch, and they're a fun group to come and say hello to. And then we have our needleworking group, which meets every Wednesday morning from 9:30 to about noon up in our nonfiction area. They're always having a lot of fun. They were working on a variety of projects when I went and said hello to them yesterday, so it's always great to see. And then our art group meets Wednesday afternoons, and the art group meets from September to May, so they'll be finishing up their season. They take a break in the summer in May. Their last meeting is on Wednesday, May 14th, and so that'll be the last art group meeting, and they meet Wednesday afternoons from 1:30 to 3:30. We've got our poetry group, of course, that meets each month. We just had our meeting earlier on Monday this week for National Poetry Month here in April. But in May, their meeting is going to be on second Monday of the month, which is Monday, May 12th at 6:30 in the evening. The Civil War Roundtable will be finishing up their series that they do. So they meet September through May. So their last meeting, it's on the third Tuesday of each month, September to May. And so that's going to be Tuesday, May 20th at 6:30 in the evening is when they're going to have their meeting. Later today, I'm heading out for a field trip with the Genealogy Club. But next month, we'll have a regular meeting.
We're recording this in April, so.
Yeah, yep. And watch last month's if you want to know. So that'll be on Thursday, May 15th at 6:30 in the evening. Will be the regular Genealogy Club meeting then. And then, of course, we've got our 3 book groups. We've got our Litwitz Book Club, so they meet on the first Monday of the month. So that's going to be on Monday, May 5th at 6:30. And they're going to be discussing The Personal Librarian by Marie Benedict. So it's a historical fiction based on an actual person who was the personal librarian in New York City for one of the big name robber baron type people there. And then our History Book Club, they meet on the 3rd Tuesday of each month. And they're finally going to be back at the library after their winter seasoning over at the City Center Apartments. So Tuesday, May 20th at noon, they'll be back at the library.
Okay.
And they're going to be discussing we interrupt your regularly scheduled program. They're going to be discussing The Sisterhood by Liza Mundy, which is about early women in the CIA.
Yep.
And so that'll be interesting. And then our Mystery Book Club usually meets on the last Monday of the month, but because of Memorial Day, we're bumping them a week earlier. So they're going to be meeting on Monday, May 19th.
May 19th
at 6:30 in the evening. And they're going to be discussing Fatal First Edition by Jen McKinley, which is a fun, cozy mystery. So are all of the regular suspects as far as programming goes, along with the jazz concert. So lots of fun things coming up.
Very good. I think last time we talked about children's books of reading for the children. And my grandson came to town. We went up and took part in that.
Okay.
Up at the library. So I want to thank you for that. We had a good time up there.
Glad you enjoyed
different things that they can build and do stuff. And that was really good. So let's talk preparing for summer reading a little bit.
Yes, so there is no regular children's programs during the month of May because our children's librarian, Catherine, number one, she takes a small vacation to de-stress before summer reading starts. And then number two, she's working hard to get all prepared for the summer reading program to start in June. And so next month, I'll be talking more about the theme and how to get signed up for summer reading and all the things involved with that.
It was fun, though. I enjoyed being up there, and we'll be back up there with my grandson again because he had a really good time up there. Library changes, some study pods, things going on.
Yeah, so we're really grateful to the Mellon Foundation for the grant that we received for not only upgrading and improving our memory lab, but also for upgrading our services that we can offer to our patrons. And one of those things that we've had consistently people requesting are quiet study rooms. And so we have 2 study rooms, pods that are going to be installed on the main floor of the library. They're going to be over there against the wall, kind of by where the computers are, the public access computers. And as a result of that, our DVDs are moved. If you've been at the library for a long time, then you can remember when they were upstairs, and now they're back upstairs in the Adult Nonfiction Center, right in the center there. So if you're looking for DVDs, head on upstairs up that way. And the study pods are set to be installed before the end of May. So we're excited for that.
Do you need to reserve those if you want to use them?
So that's we're looking at how we want to structure our policy for that. We're hoping to be able to do reservations, but not like long-term reservations, usually like a week in advance. We're still putting that policy together, but we want to make sure that as many people as possible get the chance to use them.
All right. You're watching Something Artsy. Our guest is Leroy Harris, and we've got more to talk about here. We want to remind people about the interlibrary loan program and what folks can maybe do to help with that.
Yes, so we have a wide variety of great materials at our library, but we don't have everything. And so one of the great services that we offer people is we can request and borrow items from other libraries, both within our library cooperative here in the area, but as well as from libraries across the state. And that program, Interlibrary Loan, is funded, filters down through the state's Minitex, which is the state library initiative, And they receive that funding from the Institute for Museum and Library Sciences at the federal level. And right now, the Institute for Museum and Library Sciences has all their funding on freeze. And so we are asking people, if you enjoy this service, if you appreciate the opportunity to have access to materials that we can't get locally, to please reach out to your congressional representatives and let them know your support for this program and what it means for our community.
Okay, good reminder. Did we talk about the jazz concert yet?
We did.
Covered
the
that,
Nintendo
that's a big one.
Yep, and so I think that covers everything. Without having to go through all the children's programs, I'm a little bit shorter this month.
Okay, all right. Anything else you want to mention before we wrap up?
Just always be aware of our Library of Things. We've got our summer offerings opening up as our weather gets warmer, so a lot of outdoor game activities. We've got life jackets if you're going out to the lake.
That's right.
And so stop in and check out what we've got.
Hours for the library are what?
Monday through Thursday, we're open 9:30 until 9:30 in the morning until 8 in the evening, and Friday and Saturday, we're open 9:30 in the morning until 5 p.m.
All right. There you go. That's what it is. And of course, you can check out all the information at newulmlibrary.org.
Yep.
Leroy Harris, always appreciate the tie. Looks good. Leroy Harris, our guest here. This is Something Artsy, brought to you by Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council. Jim Bartles here as your host. Welcome to another segment of Something Artsy. I'm Jim Bartles, your host for this segment and for this month. Something Artsy is brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with New Cat, which films this segment every month. Thank you for supporting the arts in our community through financial support from Prairie Lakes Arts Council. Without their generous support, this program would not be possible. And I would like to welcome Bree Tarlson, who's with us, and she is with Luca. Let's talk about Luca. I walk by this a lot when I'm downtown. Tell me what Ulm Sweet Ulm is and all the things, because there's a variety of things there.
Yeah, and that's why the name on the building actually is not Luca Books. We've got multiple organizations within our roof at Ulm Sweet Ulm, so Luca Books is one of them. We have an art gallery, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a bit, with events. We have an event space, so we do somewhere between, I don't know, 5 to 15 events any given month, and all sorts of different programs for ages and stages kind of across the spectrum of life.
Years ago, that was what, Ehlers was in there, I think, in that building, and then the Christmas house, and lots of different places. But that's a big building. You've got a lot of room, so that's good. So what is Ulm Sweet Ulm?
Ulm Sweet Ulm it's a community hub. We're really intended to be a community center that has extended hours. So we open at 6:30 in the morning on Monday through Friday, and we're open till 7 o'clock at night. The intent is to just be a place where people can gather and build friendships, share experiences, break bread, share something to eat. So yeah, it's really something for everybody.
And what's all inside? I know we'll talk about specifics in a little bit, but what's all inside?
Yeah, so we have the bookstore, Luca Books. We have a coffee shop now, the New Brew Cafe. We have a yoga studio in with us. She does, Kinsey Eckstein from Healing Routines does classes a couple of days a week in there routinely. We have a community bike shop in our lower level.
That's right, yeah.
And so we continue to add and grow things as we go.
And a bike shop needed in town. It's good to have that. When are you open?
So we're open Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. until 7 p.m. Saturdays, 8 to 6. And then Sundays, 12 to 4. So 7 days a week.
All right, we'll try to repeat those again before we're done, but keep those hours in mind. Again, the focus on events that bring people together. So let's talk about upcoming events. And Ulm Sweet Ulm's first birthday, the erst, as we say in German.
Yeah, we're celebrating our first birthday this month. So May 9th of last year is when we opened. So we've got just kind of a packed schedule with events to commemorate that this year.
All right. Author event with Marlene Johnson.
Yeah, Marlene Johnson she was Minnesota's first woman lieutenant governor.
That's right.
She served under Rudy Perpich back in the 80s and early 90s, but she just published her book, which is a memoir. It's called Rise to the Challenge, and it's about her time serving in this role and kind of balancing, politics and personal life and public life and all the things. So she's going to be coming to the store on Thursday, May 1st. That's a 5:30 event. Books are available for purchase at the event. It is a ticketed thing, so it's $10, but that $10 turns into a coupon that you can use to purchase anything in the store that day.
And you can purchase that at a website also, right?
Yes, you can either stop in store or go to almsweetalm.com/events, and that's where all of our events are
Yep.
published.
And Alm Sweet, sweet spelled like it's good sweet candy, almsweetalm.com/events, so remember that. And that's with Marlene Johnson, so that's a good one coming up May 1st. Now let's talk about the crocheting group.
Yeah, this is, we did not over-engineer this one. So this is a group that it started meeting informally at our space on Saturday mornings, and it's grown. We have participants that are just learning how to crochet, and I'm talking about 7 and 8-year-old little girls, all the way up to 70, 80, 90 plus year old. So really all ages and skill levels are welcome. But that group meets weekly on Saturdays from 10 until noon at the store.
And boys, girls, adults, everything.
Anybody.
Yep, there we go. And how did crocheting start? You mentioned it just was
Yeah.
they just came in?
Yeah, it was a little girl talked to a friend of hers at church, a retired teacher, and they agreed to meet at the store one Saturday, and it kind of has just snowballed from there. So now I think we've had 8 different people that pop in and may just be learning a particular skill and maybe sharing a skill.
Yeah.
So really, it's just meant to be a time to, have this gathering space.
Bree Tarleson is with us again from Alm Sweet Alm. It's downtown. If you're not familiar with it, you know where the Kaiserhof is. Just go a little bit to the north. You'll run into it. It's right there. Very large building, lots to offer. All right, art exhibit, Josh Madsen.
Yeah, so in our art gallery, Josh Madsen, you'll recall, did this past year the community collage that's on the side of the Thimblebox building at Center in Minnesota. He has done a number of these community collage projects, and he's going to be exhibiting portraits from those for both. My understanding is both the New Ulm community, but also other communities. He's had this on exhibit up in Minneapolis, and is actually. He's an internationally recognized photographer, so it'll be exciting to see more of his work. In
Are
our
you on the
community.
collage for New Ulm?
Yes, yeah. I think we're right. My family's right next to the
Is that
logo.
right?
Actually,
I'm in there with the Concord Singers.
Oh.
Down towards the bottom, a little bit to the right. Anyway, you might see that. What about you guys? No, they're not on there. Shame on you. You should have been. But anyway, okay, so that's good, and neat to have him coming. Anything else about Josh Madsen and him being there you want to mention?
Yeah, so we always do an opening reception when we have a new exhibit in our art gallery. His reception is on Monday, May 5th from 5:30 to 7 at the store at Alm Sweet Alm. That's free and open to the public, and it's just a chance to come meet Josh, learn a little bit more about his art and his photography, and get a kind of behind the scenes peek at the exhibit.
Right, very good. And again, you've got a coffee shop now.
Yes.
Right, at Alm Sweet Alm as well. Abby Jimenez is going to be featured and coming in.
Yeah, and this one probably seems a little bit like deja vu again. The Abby Jimenez has come. She's a Minnesota romance author. She's a repeat New York Times #1 best-selling author.
Okay.
And so she's going to be coming down, and we're hosting an event in partnership with the Watonwan County Library, which is actually at the St. James High School. That's going to be on Saturday, May 10th at 1 p.m. That's another free and open to the public event. Just encourage you to come early because they're expecting 500-600 people for
Really?
that.
And that's at St. James?
It is, yes.
St. James High School, so lots of room, but still get there early because there could be something else. Free and open to the public. There's an open mic event coming up, I know, at Alm Sweet Alm.
Yeah, this one rounds out our kind of May programming. So as you recall, we earlier in the year we had our youth ukulele. One of our instructors come talk. That's a class that's been meeting on Saturdays.
We talked about last time we visited, yes.
Okay, yep. So those kids now, this is coming to the end of the grant cycle. We were fortunate to receive a grant from the Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council to be able to provide this class. And so kids from the class will be presenting, a song or two that they've learned during the course of the year. It'll be just kind of an open mic style, but we encourage if other people are interested in participating in that on whatever instrument or voice or whatnot, we're gonna just kind of do a performance opportunity. So yeah.
What if someone juggles?
They come on up.
Okay. And again, that's right at the end of the month, right?
Yeah, so that'll be Saturday, May 31st, 10:30 a.m., and we'll go as long as there are people that want to perform.
All right, very good. Let's see, how do people find out about upcoming events and just stay in touch all the time?
Yeah, so all of our events are published on our website, which again is Ulm, like the name of the town, ulmsuiteulm.com/events. We also are on Facebook and Instagram for Ulm Suite Ulm is probably the best way to connect with events. You can also reach out to us by email at lukabooks@gmail.com. And Luka is Lykke. So lots of different ways to get in touch.
All right. Bree, anything else? Otherwise, I think we've covered a lot.
I think that covered it.
You've
Thank
got
you.
a lot, and it's a neat, this is a neat entity for the city of New Ulm and for the area. That's really good, and I think you were the person who got it going.
Yeah, this was a dream, but it's not just me. It's really taken a team of people, and the community support has been wonderful. So yeah.
Again, worth checking out. Walk in and see what they all have. That Luka Books is there, but it's Ulm Suite Ulm. Again, if you don't know where it's at, downtown Kaiserhof, go north just a little bit, where the old Ehlers store many years ago was, and the Christmas house was there at one point as well. Bree, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
That's going to wrap up this segment of Something Artsy. Jim Bartles is your host, and Bree Tarlson is our guest. Welcome to another segment of Something Artsy. Jim Bartles here is your host and moderator, and we have a new topic, one that I haven't spoke about before, and Jeannie Hinsman is here. She's the manager of New Ulm's Own at 212 North Minnesota Street. What is New Ulm's Own?
Well, basically, we are a gift shop, but we have a very unique story behind our products, and that is that most of our merchandise comes from developing countries all over the globe, mostly from the global south. And the purpose is to provide an alternative marketing strategy for artisans in these countries that have wonderful talents, make beautiful items, but have a very difficult time selling in their location. So we access fair trade from a variety of vendors. We are a nonprofit, and we favor purchasing from other nonprofit organizations.
What's fair trade?
Good question. So fair trade means that the producers get a decent wage for their circumstances, for the country that they live in, that they have good working conditions and an opportunity for advancement. There is non-discriminatory hiring practices, and in the items like the commodities, the coffee, sugar cane, cocoa, tea, those growers have huge advantages through the fair trade market. Their prices are locked in for 3 years. They get bonus, it's called the fair trade bonus, that goes to the community for improvements that the community democratically decides on. So it might be a health clinic or scholarships for kids to go to school or a well. So that's kind of a nutshell of fair trade. It's a $1.5 billion industry around the globe.
Wow. Again, 212 North Minnesota. So you're located next to who or across from where downtown?
Okay, we are just north of the Grand Arts Center.
Okay. The,
Yep.
the Grand Hotel,
Yeah.
as it was in Grand Center for the Arts now. All right, so we just want to get an idea of things that you have, that you offer there. You brought a few things along,
Yes.
and maybe show us what's there. People can find out a lot more when they come down to
And
your
before
store.
I show some of these fair trade products, I want to make it clear that we also have local art in the shop. And we have 15 different artists who have things there, from pottery to wall art to jewelry to photography, a wide variety.
Okay.
But our specialty is the fair trade products. This is rather large, but this is metalwork from Haiti. And we have a variety of sizes.
Okay.
And we have a large selection of children's items in the store. This is one of my favorite. It's from Ecuador, and it's called a rain stick.
Whoa, did you hear that?
That's a really
Yeah.
calming, nice
Yeah.
sound.
You know, I kind of feel like I'm in the Johnny Carson Tonight Show right now. He'd always reach down behind his desk and they'd start pulling these things up. What else we
Well, I've got more goodies to show you. So we have a variety of felted birdhouses that come from Nepal.
Okay.
And they are actual birdhouses. They can be used. The felting means that they repel water, but I have had some customers say that birds like to come and pick off the doodads and decorations.
Doodads.
Doodads. One of the things with fair trade is that they like to repurpose and reuse material. So this is a purse this is called cantha stitching, and it's very colorful, and it is made out of repurposed saris.
Okay. Okay, let's get your mic cord on the other side of your arm there.
Okay.
There we go.
And these are crayons that come from Ecuador. They're really good for little kids because
Big.
they have such a fat
Yeah.
hand, and they are hand painted and hand carved with different birds. So that's a sampling.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. It's good to know and see some of those things, get an idea. So how'd you get started with New Ulm's Own?
Well, it was a personal avocation of mine. We had good friends that we would get together a few times a year, and when we would decide on a location where we were going to meet, we'd always look to see if there was a fair trade store. So I visited many in the Midwest and always felt that there should be one in New Ulm. So in 2016, I finally decided I was going to take the task on and got a board together, and we have 20 volunteers now. And I should mention that because we have very low overhead, our mission is to support marginalized women on a global level and a local level. So globally, we're doing that with the sale of the fair trade merchandise, and locally, the profit that the store makes is given to local charities that also support women. So we've contributed to Numa's House and Ivy House and CADA and a number of others.
And you mentioned before, but you have local artists also that have things that
yes,
they bring
and we
in.
have a lot of fused glass. 3 of our artists do glass work. And as I mentioned, photography and a small selection of books, jewelry that is locally made.
Okay.
Art, yeah.
And you're looking for more volunteers, perhaps?
We can use more volunteers.
Okay.
We are only open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 10 to 4, and that is because of our volunteer base.
Okay.
We have 20 volunteers who keep the store open.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 10 to 4. If someone wants to offer more material, things that they make, how do they get a hold of you or line
They
that
can
up?
stop in the shop. We also have a very nice website, and it's newulmsown.org. It tells the story of our local artists and of fair trade. Our restriction is that local artists are defined as being in Brown County or within 15 miles of New Ulm. We didn't want to be having things from the Twin Cities where people have other market, possibilities. We wanted this to be local.
Okay, what range from within New Ulm again?
15 miles.
15 miles. Okay, real good. Again, newulmsown.org. And anything else we should know before we have to wrap up?
I think we've hit the high points, but yeah, it's a very fun shop to visit because the items are so unique and so interesting. And we love people who just come in to visit whether they buy or not.
And again, your slogan, every purchase makes a difference.
Yes, because we are helping these crafters and we are giving our profit to charity.
Didn't I see there's a World Fair Trade Day, May 10th?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
And one of the things we're going to do is most of our coffees are blended, but we always have one coffee that changes every few months that is singly sourced. So in May we have coffee from Ethiopia, and we'll be serving that on World Fair Trade Day with treats for anybody who stops in.
All right, very good. So again, newulmsown.org. They're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Jeannie, thanks for coming in. Thanks for doing what you're doing. This really fits New Ulm. It does.
I think
Fits
so.
New Ulm and what our city's all about. So
Yeah.
thanks so much. That's going to wrap it up on this segment. Again, this is Something Artsy. Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council, in conjunction with NewCat, helped to make this happen. That's this segment. Join us in just a moment for another segment of Something Artsy. Back once again with Something Artsy. This segment with Amy Johnson, Brown County Historical Society, and always fun visiting every time. I'm just amazed at some of the things and how neat and interesting projects are that you folks are doing down there. So let's get right at it. Amy, again, you're located, real quick, location for folks who don't know.
Yes, 2 North Broadway, so Broadway and Center.
All right. And I should mention, too, Something Artsy is brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with NewCat, and we appreciate the support of Prairie Lakes Arts Council. Without their generous support, this program would not happen. So we're at 2nd North and Broadway. Lots of things. What are the hours down there?
The hours are Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 4 and Saturday from 10 to 3. So we're closed on Sundays and Mondays.
Memberships are available.
Memberships are available for an individual, and they're annual memberships. So for an individual, it's $40. For a household, it's $60. And then, there's little layers after that if you want to have another membership. It's all the same benefits, though. So
Something that happened in April, I just dropped some books off for your
Yes.
annual book sale. So I was there just the other day
Right.
and did that as we're recording this in April.
Right.
Let's talk about May and things that are coming up. By the way, their phone number, we'll mention that at the end, but it's 233-2616, 233-2616. Lunch and a Bite of History. I've been to a number of these, not all of them, but I see one coming up in May again.
yes. So Lunch and a Bite of History is a free program that we provide. We do it pretty much from May to October. We aim for 5. This year we have 6 programs that are going to happen over the course of that time. It is a noon hour thing, so we don't provide lunch, hence Lunch and a Bite of History over the lunch hour. The intention was for people to be able to come down over their lunch hour and get a little quick 45 minutes of history with 15 minutes for questions, so about an hour long. So we are kicking off on May 15th with Rick Pepper, and he's going to talk about the Remembering the Rapidan Dam is the name of the program.
That was so much in the news last year.
Yes.
With the water rising and the damage that happened.
Yeah. So we'll do that. That's on May 15th. So that's our first one. And then in June, we are going to have Jason Seidel, Sheriff Seidel, come down and do a presentation on the history of the Brown County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
So that should be interesting, and that's June 12th, again, noon. These are free programs, but we do ask for reservations, please, because the annex has a capacity, so we want to make sure that we can meet the need.
Every time I've come, it's been full.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very popular, and it's a fun thing to go to, and not real long, but interesting. The speakers are very passionate
Yes,
about
they
their
are.
topics.
We've got some really interesting presentations this year. I'm looking forward. 2005 looks great.
Lisa Besmer is going to be there. Talk about her
Yes.
presentation.
Okay, so Lisa Besmer is kind of one of our larger presentations. That's also on March 15th. So we have, or May 15th. So we've got a big day, May 15th. Kick off with Lunch and a Bite. And then that evening, Lisa Besmer is coming to talk about Homes by Design. But that's going to be up at Turner Hall. And that's a ticketed event. And the tickets are $30. They're on sale through May 5th. So again, Turner Hall, dinner. At 6, we're going to do dinner. At 7 o'clock, we're going to do a program. Lisa's coming, Homes by Design. This program is sponsored by New Ulm Real Estate, the agents Mary Hinley and Lisa Besmer, so we thank them for their support on this one.
What's the program going to entail?
We're going to talk about last year we did she did a homes program, and it talked about not just the house, it's the owners themselves and the history of the house, but the process, the construction of the house, so how the home changed over time, how it was used and so forth. And it was a really successful program, so we just decided to continue it. So we are the Brown County Historical Society, so it's not just homes in New Ulm. This year we're going to actually talk about a specific designer architect who did a lot of homes in the area. And so Here's. His name was Here's. And so we're going to look at Here's houses and then kind of take a link to Mr. Here's work and how it works with the Oaks family of oak brickyards in Springfield. So we'll also be talking about the Oaks house over in Springfield as well. So it should be really interesting.
Again, May 15th, and that is at Turner Hall.
Yes.
Tickets available through May 5th, and you can get tickets at the Chamber or Brown County Historical Society. Again, all information real quickly, their website, browncountyhistorymn.org.
And it's really what I have found interesting about these Here's houses is you wouldn't even know about them. Like but they're all over town, and once you see them, like you're like, oh, that's a Here's house. That's a Here's house. It's a Here's house. So we're gonna learn a little bit about Mr. Here's, and then his houses, some of his
You're
houses.
perking people's interest with that. That's
I'm
great.
excited about it.
Popcorn wagon
Yes.
time. It's coming back again.
'Tis the season. Yep. So the popcorn wagon is going to kick off on Saturday, May 24th. We'll be out in front of the gas pumps as we have been, and that goes from about 10 to 5 generally. Those are the times. So we will make 10 appearances this year as our license provides. This is a fundraiser also for the Brown County Historical Society. It is completely volunteer run. Our volunteer coordinator, Yvonne Weber, does all the magic out there, and her husband Lee. So we thank them for that. So come have some popcorn. We also have other treats there. There's root beer or sodas, and then of course the popcorn. So again, one of our largest fundraisers. So want to support the Brown County Historical Society, this is a very nice way to do so.
Fridays and Saturdays, 11 to 3, Memorial Day through Labor Day. So also, if folks are around for the farmers market on Saturdays.
Yes.
it's
Okay, so
close
that
by.
was the Kiesling House. So the popcorn wagon has various dates. It's opening on Saturday, May 24th, but the Kiesling
That's
House
right.
is also opening that weekend.
You got it.
So there's a lot going on that weekend as well.
All
So
right.
popcorn wagon starts Saturday, May 24th. Day prior to that, Friday the 23rd, the Kiesling House will open.
There
And the
we go.
Kiesling House is open Fridays and Saturdays from 11 to 3, Memorial Day through Labor Day.
And the popcorn wagon, is it only on Saturdays, or what days is it?
It generally fluctuates. It's pretty much on the weekends, but we don't have the schedule public yet. But it kind of will often pair with other big events that are
going
happening
on in town.
New Ulm. But yep, for our opening, Saturday, May 24th, and then stay tuned. The whole schedule will be available
Right.
shortly.
And Kiesling House opens May 23rd.
And the Kiesling House opens May 23rd.
Always interesting, a lot of history there.
Yes. And we got new signage last year, thank you to the New Ulm Area Foundation. So if you haven't seen, we put that in October. By then we were kind of closed. We had a special opening for it. So not a lot of people have had the opportunity to come check out the new signage. So come do so. The house, the interior has been freshly painted. It's gorgeous in there.
I was going to say, what do you see when you go into the Kiesling House?
What do you see when you go into the Kiesling House? Pretty much a room.
Okay.
A room with panels and exhibits, and it's information on the walls about the history of the house, the history of the Kiesling family. The Kiesling House is from 1861. It survived the U.S.-Dakota War of 1862, so it was only 1 year old when that happened. So a lot of history on the U.S.-Dakota War as well.
All right, so interesting, and again, it's right down there on
Yes.
Minnesota Street, and very interesting thing to take in. And that opens May 23rd. Okay. Volunteers, you're looking for some volunteers again?
Volunteers, we always are looking for volunteers. Let's see, the Kiesling House, since we just talked about it, the Kiesling House also needs a docents. So if you are interested in spending some time at the Kiesling House, then you give us a call, and you could too be a docent at the Kiesling House. And when people come to visit, talk to them about the Kiesling House and the families. It's again 11 to 3, either Fridays or Saturdays. You don't have to do every day. You could just do a couple days during the run of the season. Any help is appreciated over there.
Now, that was a new word for me. Docent?
Docent.
What is that?
Docent. It's kind of the tour guide of the exhibit.
Got it.
Right? Or
I'm with you. That's what I was thinking.
yep.
All right, so now we know, but that's a very interesting place. What else for volunteers?
Volunteers, well, there's a popcorn wagon, if you're interested in volunteering at the popcorn wagon. always looking for volunteers for the front desk. And the shifts there are, Tuesdays through Saturdays, but during the week it's like 10 to 1 for just 3-hour shifts, or
Sure.
1 to 4. And you only have to come like a couple times a month, and you can pick your times. So that is very helpful to us to have someone welcoming our guests at the museum. So that is what we are looking for.
We're talking with Amy Johnson from the Brown County Historical Society. Tour guides, you need tour guides at all?
Tour guides, yes. We are actually, come May now, we'll be doing some training of tour guides. We get a lot of school tours, out-of-town tours during the season. And so sometimes people like to have someone walk them through the exhibit and be a docent. And so we're looking for some tour guides to walk some people through the first floor, which is the Becoming Brown County exhibit. Kind of talks a little bit about formation of the land, geology, and brings you around to about 1900. Then the third floor, of course, is the U.S.-Dakota War of 1862. So someone can be up. You don't have to do all of these. You can just be like, I'm really interested in, the U.S.-Dakota War.
Yeah.
So I would pick the third floor.
Third floor.
And we're training. So of course, we're not just going to turn you loose and you need to know all this information.
Yep.
And then we're also looking for people to do the downtown walking tour. So we'll be training for all of these. If you like to get outside and test the weather, see if it will hold up for you on the day of the tour, come on out and you can walk the barricades of 1862.
All right.
And then we will also probably be looking for people to do the cemetery tour as well. So
Stop in
Lots
to
of options.
Brown County Historical Society building. That's the old German-looking facility. Used to be the post office.
Yep.
In downtown New Ulm. All right, let's move on. History book group, real quick on
yes, history book group ongoing. It meets the first Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. in the annex. Our June book is going to be Black Elk, The Life of an American Visionary by Joe Jackson. They will be meeting on Wednesday, June 4th. And if this is a great thing that we have going on with the library as well. Like the library Jeannie Hinsman, who you might have met earlier, she's our volunteer facilitator for this, and she goes to the library, makes sure that there's enough copies for everybody in the book group to pull from the system. So and then you can just go to the library and they'll have the books waiting for you there. So you don't have to go out and buy the books. You can just go to the library and they will have next month's book waiting for you. So they should have the Black Elk book very soon.
Very good. So that's start coming in.
And that's just free in the annex of the museum.
Yes. All right.
Great group of people.
Exhibits coming up. Let's talk about that quickly.
Yeah, let's see. So, of course, first floor, Becoming Brown County, permanent exhibit. Third floor, the U.S.-Dakota War, permanent exhibit. Right now we have the rise and fall of Brown County's flour industry, and that will go through 2025.
Yep, we had few mills in town. You bet.
Yes, yep. And then the 170 years, the City of Charm and Tradition, the exhibit on New Ulm's anniversary is only going to go through the summer, so you should come down and check that one out. And then right now we also have 170 years of holidays in Brown County going on, and that's going to go through December of 2025. And that exhibit changes frequently because whatever holiday is coming up next will be featured. So right now, I mean, we're doing this in April right now, but we have Eid up right now, Passover, Easter, spring. I saw that St. Patrick's Day has been moved out now. So it's constantly shifting depending on what holidays are coming up.
Changes as the events are coming up in
Yeah.
the holidays. All right. Wow, I'll tell you what, a lot of great things, so many neat things to see. And again, if you go to the Brown County Historical Society, there is a small fee for coming in. But remember that if you're 4 and under, you're free, and members are free. Think about a membership.
Yes.
BrownCountyHistoryMN.org. Phone number 233-2616.
Perfect.
Anything else, Amy?
Nope, that would be it. I just thank you very much for your support. Thank you for your support. Newcat, thank you for your support. So, happy spring.
There we go. Amy Johnson with us. We'll continue to get updates from her as the Something Artsy programs move along month by month. I'm Jim Bartles. And we're back with another segment on Something Artsy. I'm Jim Bartles. Good to have you with us. And again, a thank you to State Street Theater who in conjunction with New Cat, they film the segment every month, and something artsy happens. And of course, the financial support from Prairie Lakes Arts Council makes a lot of things happen for this program, and our thanks to them and everyone else who supports the program. So let's get at it. Our next segment, State Street Theater. Dan Kalk is here. He's on the board of directors. We've talked many times. Dan, let's get right at it. You've got some big things coming up, including a guy by the name of Huey Lewis in the news, a tribute band, right?
That's right, Jim. Thanks for having me. Good to be back. Tons of stuff as always coming up. Yes, Huey Lewis and the news tribute band. All your favorite Huey Lewis songs, Power of Love, Heart and Rock and Roll, etc. That's on the May 3rd. That's May 3rd at 7, so that's coming up. And if you're new to the theater, you can go online at any time as soon as they're on sale and pick your seats. So we always suggest get your seats early to get the prime spots. Of course, you can go right online, www.statestreetnewulm.org, or just give us a call. Lori or Janice will help you out, 507-359-9990. They can do that right over the phone as well.
Very good. Keep that in mind. May 3rd, 7 o'clock should be a good one. Lots of great songs will be coming your way that day. Theater camp.
Yes.
I think you're looking for camp directors, but also a little bit about the camps that are coming up.
Yeah, this is something we're very excited about. This is not this is their first time doing this, so we're really hoping to get the word out and get a good response here. One thing that some of the feedback that we always get from the community is they have kids who are interested in camp and in theater, but with only 3 productions a year, we can't always do huge productions with a lot of kids roles and stuff. We try to, but we can't. And so this is an awesome opportunity to get kids involved that love theater, or maybe they don't know they love it yet. But first things first, though, we are looking to hire a theater camp director and 2 adult camp aides. So we're hosting 3 summer camps in June and July this summer. Each camp will conclude with a free public performance, so we invite everyone to join in supporting the theater campers and create a large audience for them to perform to. Kids always like it. It's just fantastic to see them when they come on a stage and look out into a theater this size. My niece did something like this, and she was just in awe about a year ago, and so she's loved theater ever since. She's been in 2 productions here since then. So that's kind of where it started for her. So a little bit about those. Camp 1, Theater for All, the inclusive theater camp. It's designed for kids aged 10 to 15. We have a special invitation to those kids on the autism spectrum. Final performances for that camp will be Friday, June 20th at 5 p.m. And that meets for 1 week in the morning. So all this information, again, is on our website, or call us if you have any questions, because there's a lot of information. Camp 2 is a youth theater experience. The final, that's for kids 10 to 15 again. Special invitation to bilingual Spanish-speaking children, as well as all other children at age 10 to 15. That final performance will be Friday, June 27th at 5 p.m., and that meets for 2 weeks in the afternoon. The third and final camp is Young Performers Theater Camp. That performance will be Thursday, July 30th at 5 p.m., and that's for children ages 7 to 13. That meets Monday through Thursday for 3 weeks from 1 to 3 p.m.
Wow, and we are actually filming here at State Street Theater right now. We're on the stage on the old gymnasium floor.
That's right.
So many things that have been updated here to preserve this building and make it for fantastic use. Okay, it is season subscription time. What's that mean to our viewers?
Season subscription, it's something that we get very excited about every year. It gets better. In my very humble but albeit biased opinion, it's probably the best season that we have coming up. What this is it's essentially allows a person at a discount to package multiple shows. Just kind of a go over some information. Again, it's on the website because it is a lot of information, but so you can get steep discounts at getting the season package all at once. We have essentially three packages. I'll go over actually what shows we have coming, and it always kicks off with our summer musical production. This year we're doing The Music Man in July, so we're excited about that. We're bringing Church of Cash back, of course, back by popular demand, both Church of Cash and Absolutely Fabulous, which is a ABBA tribute band. They were here, I think in 2023, and they were incredible. People were dancing in the aisles and on the sides, and it was really fun to see. And of course, Church of Cash, New Ulm native, my brother Jay.
I was going to say, you know this guy.
I do. I know him. I see him often. And so yeah, they practically, I think they sold out last time they were here as well. So get your tickets early to all of this stuff. It's going to be the underlying theme here. And then Miracle of 34th Street is going to be our Christmas production. So everyone is familiar with that. We got a Christmas by Candlelight. So those things that you may have seen, they're pretty popular right now. With they have concerts with a lot of candles set in the aisles and up on the stage. And so we're going to do something like that for our Christmas show. Blithe Spirit by Noel Coward is our spring
Comedy show, huh?
Yeah. So we try to keep it diverse. Try to get everybody interested in, no matter what you're interested. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's going to be something awesome here for you. Trace Bundy, he's an acoustic guitarist. He's traveled the world. He's out of Colorado. He's got some roots here in Austin, but he's a singer-songwriter, and so we're excited to bring him here for the first time. And then finally, The Solitary Man, which is a Neil Diamond tribute, which a lot of people have been asking for on our website and social media. They've been wanting a Neil Diamond tribute, and so out of all that we looked at, we thought he was the best.
Isn't his song Sung Blue? Isn't that his song?
I think so. Yeah.
That one, we'll hear that one, I'm sure.
Yeah. So that's the whole the full access subscription. If you want a ticket to all of those shows, then you can get that pass. Otherwise, there is a production series, which is just the 3 productions, so not like the shows. When I say productions, I mean the plays and the musicals. And then there's also the show series, so just not the productions, just the shows. And then, of course, there's the date night, which gets you two tickets to each of those. So let's see.
Lots of options there.
Yeah, and one of the things that we got some feedback about more matinee shows as well. So 5 of the 8 shows have a 2 p.m. showtime available. That, of course, includes the Sunday productions. And what's also new this year is we're introducing tiered pricing for some of our more high-profile, higher-in-demand shows. So you can choose your elite seats at $50. There's premium seats at $40, and then the standard at $30. So again, the sooner you get your seats, the better seats that you're going to get. So they are already selling. In fact, I just checked today, like the Church of Cash one, they're already selling, and the premium seats in the front and center, of course.
So we're looking at these right now, the lower level, upper level, and of course, all the seats are comfortable. Some are just a little closer and what you call more prime time.
Exactly. But there's not a bad seat in here. I mean, I was at the Emmylou Harris way back up in the corner, and it was still a fantastic show.
Yeah. And again, when the remodeling in here that happened and the lighting that's there, and it's really, really good. You get a subscription called Date Night?
Yeah. So Date Night gives you 5 concerts and 3 stage productions, so all 8 shows for 2 people. The Elite, so I was talking before about the tiered pricing, so the Elite allows you to pick the $50 seats for those shows that have them. It saves you $120, so it's $470 for the entire package, 2 tickets per show. That's a savings of $120. The premium, so the next tier down, is $410. That also saves you $120, and then the standard is $350 for all 8 shows, 2 tickets each.
All the information is at statestreetnewulm.org, statestreetnewulm.org. Phone number 359-9990. And Dan Kalk on the board of directors. There's a news flash you wanted to share with us too, I think.
Yeah. One cool thing that we're doing is we're collaborating with the New Ulm Community Concerts Association to help support their ticket sales. Community concerts, they've been performing here for a while. So they've been so this is actually a fascinating thing. So they've been bringing quality, affordable shows to New Ulm for 78 years. Community concerts has been around for that long. I had no idea, and I thought that was a really cool little tidbit. But so now you can purchase your membership at the State Street Theater box office. You can choose your seats for all 4 shows, and then just $65. And a youth membership is available for just $25 for anyone 18 and under. So that's a super great, it's an awesome deal, and we're really happy to be kind of collaborating with them.
And again, they can find out more through your ticket office here. Go online or call.
Absolutely. Go online, call, stop by. We'll be happy to help you.
Dan, been real.
Yeah, that's a lot of information
Yep.
that I'm throwing out there, and I appreciate the time. And just one last thing, we love our volunteers. All of this can't be done without them. I know, probably everyone who's up here says, they couldn't do this without volunteers, but we have 2 employees at the theater. All this is done by volunteers, everything else. And so thank you to our volunteers. We try to do appreciation events, but if you're interested, there's also a volunteer tab on our website, or again, call. That's the theme, right? Go to the website, call us, we'll help you. If you want to volunteer, you want to usher, you want to take tickets, however you want to help.
Work at the bar.
I was just going to say, yes,
yeah.
work the bar. We're happy to have you, and it's a great experience just to be part of this.
Dan Kalk, thank you so much. Time's run out. We're going to get moving on. I know Crystal Fleck's going to be coming on next, talk a little bit about community education. Appreciate it.
My
Good
pleasure.
material. Thanks for your work on it. And thanks for State Street Theater being a very important of the community of New Ulm. That's this segment of Something Artsy. Back once again with Something Artsy, and guess what? We're shifting things around a little bit. Sarah Wermke is going to join us. Crystal Fleck is coming a little bit later on, talk about community education. And Sarah Wermke is president and CEO of the New Ulm Chamber of Commerce, doing a great job, I might add, and our thanks on behalf of the city and all the members of the chamber. Let's talk about a lot of things coming up in May, starting with a little recap on the tourism luncheon that was held in April, and what's coming up in National Travel and Tourism Week. That's like May 4th through the 10th.
It is, yes. So obviously, as you know, tourism is so important to our industry, to our local economy. So yeah, we had a tourism luncheon just to gather all the partners. State Street Theater was there, just a bunch of attractions and different businesses to come together. We had lunch at the Kaiserhof, which was awesome, which is also a tourist destination, right? And then we gave some introductions. The whole CVB board was there, and just talked. Everyone could share updates. We went around the room, and there were probably like 50 people in the room, so nice turnout. It was some things looking forward to this summer. Lodging is predicted to be really good this summer.
All right.
Yeah, which is great to hear. The Baseball Association has tournaments like every weekend. I'm sure you know part of that. So those are filling up our hotels. There's a ton of construction projects happening. Like by the time this airs, the Walmart construction project will have started. They're doing an $8.1 million renovation there. Wow. Yeah, so they've got a ton of construction people that are staying in our hotels for that, and there's other projects around town, George's and the Armory, there's some other things, so that's helping with midweek travel. And so then, Bavarian Blast and all those festivals, the weekends tend to fill up pretty good.
All right, and just to tie it together, CVB, which has been in place for a number of years now. I remember when it got started. Mm-hmm. The funds for CVB, which does a lot of marketing to help bring people into town, whether it's billboards or print or other electronic media, their funds come through the charges and the boarding that happens at the hotels, right?
Exactly, yes. So anytime you stay at a hotel, if you look at your bill, you'll see lodging tax is on there. Yeah. And so all the guests who stay in our hotels and our bed and breakfast, they all pay a lodging tax. And then the city collects that, and it's 3%, so they keep 0.5% for themselves as for doing the work, and then the 2.5% then comes to the CVB. And yes, it's legislatively protective in what we're able to do with it. So we can't host an event here, let's say, but so all of the funds have to be spent on encouraging people to come here. So our marketing happens 60 miles or farther away, thinking that those people are more likely to spend the night. And like you said, tons of marketing opportunities. Runs the gamut. Eliza's going to the Minnesota Craft Beer Expo this next weekend, just to really just hit all different markets that we can. I also want to share that we have an AMAP program. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
What is this?
It's called Advertising and Marketing Assistance Program. And the board just voted to raise that. So you can get up to $3,000 for advertising an event. So for example, Bavarian Blast applied for some funds, and they're spending a lot of money on advertising, of course, because it's such a big festival and they do so much great advertising. And it's advertising that the CVB doesn't have to do, but we want them to do it. And so we have a formula. So you can get 50% of the first $2,000 of your spend, and then 25% after that, up to $3,000.
And that money comes from what fund?
It's part of the CVB lodging
is?
tax. Yep. But really, the point is, I really want people to know about it. So tell people, anyone that's doing events, like Party by the Pond is a new festival. They applied for and got some funds last year. Anything like that. AutoFest gets some funds usually from AMAP. Just anything that's going to lead to tourists coming here.
How do
and
people get
potentially-
more information about that?
Stop at the chamber.
Okay, there you go. All right, breakfast with the board coming up on May 15th.
Yes, this is an annual event that we've had. This will be the third or fourth annual event since we've changed our dues structure. So anyone that's at the progress level or above membership, so not the base level, but a little bit above that, we really want to say thank you and give them this opportunity to connect with our board. So a couple of our highest level members can address the audience at it, and then we're going to have a panel with board members and have some questions and answer questions, and just so everyone really understands the direction of the chamber and can ask anything they want.
Very good. That's on May 15th.
Yeah.
Farmers Market, something very near and dear to my heart that started in New Ulm in the late 90s and has blossomed more and more. A little bit about that. It's starting on June 19th.
It is, yes. I know. I was going to look, actually. What annual is it? 27, maybe? 27 or 28, I think.
Yeah, I think it started in 98.
Okay. Well, so yes, we're so happy to be able to continue the tradition of the markets. And so, they're going to be again in the Ada Zinnia parking lot and a portion of First South. Our vendors chose that. They had really great sales last year, and this is what they wanted. And so, it's good visibility, for the market.
And that's on both days, Thursday and Saturday.
Thursday and
Same
Saturday.
location, both days.
Correct.
Okay.
So Thursdays from 2:30 to 5:30, Saturdays from 9 to noon.
Yep.
But what's really exciting is we just got a grant from the Minnesota Department of Ag. It's a food nutrition assistance grant, so it's really to promote any of the food nutrition programs that we have and to make fresh, healthy foods more accessible to everyone in our community, especially those disadvantaged communities, people who are in senior housing or where they don't maybe have transportation. So with this grant, anyone can ride Heartland Express or Herman Express to the market and back home for free. The grant covers that, which is awesome. So free transportation to the market. We have the EBT and SNAP program, so we'll have that running right away the first market. So anyone who has an EBT card, you can triple your dollars at the market. So up to $10, you swipe it for 10, and then you get $10 in produce dollars and $10 in market dollars. So you get $30 for that you can spend at the market.
EBT program with Farmers Market, again, I think that's within the last 2 years, I believe.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yep. And then also on Thursday at the market, where we see a lot of the senior citizens coming out on Thursday, we are going to have, we're offering a stipend to service groups to help be runners so they can carry the groceries from the market to seniors' cars or anyone who needs help carrying their groceries to their car. Isn't that great?
Very nice, very
Yes.
nice. They doing any occasional entertainment or special features?
Yep, absolutely. So we're going to try and have music at all the markets. And then, yes, so we're planning actually this summer to do one Saturday a month to be a bigger family event. So whether that's we hire a magician or, have a bounce house or something to make one Saturday a month be super family friendly. But we've already heard from Pro Kinship that they're going to be there with games. Eon wants to come and do popcorn. I mean, so we really are looking for more of that and want to continue that.
Farmers Market, put it on your calendar. It starts June 19th, again, Thursdays in the afternoon, Saturdays in the morning. Spiking in the streets, registration's starting to come in already?
Yes, well, at the time that this is airing, I actually have a draft of the registration form in my email. So as soon as I approve that, it will go out. So it's going to go out today. So yes, we're accepting registrations, and the first 88 teams who register this
It's on
year.
August 2nd, by the way. August
Yes,
2nd, right?
Right,
Okay.
August 2nd. What's really fun, actually, is so, the sand comes down on Friday, right? On August 1st when the sand comes in. 1,300
Doesn't rain out of the
tons.
sky. It's coming in on trucks.
I think it was
okay?
like 38 dump trucks last
Yeah,
year or
yeah.
something. So we fill up those 2 blocks of downtown from Center to 2nd North. And then we'll have 4 courts on each, so 8 courts total. And that's on Saturday, like you said. But on Friday, we're working with the Wrestling Association, and they're going to have a takedown tournament, like in the sand, a wrestling tournament on Friday night, which is also super fun and a great way to utilize that space and help with the
Is that in the sand?
volunteerism and
That's in the sand also.
in the sand.
Getting any of the coaches out there to get involved with that?
I guess I haven't really been
Oh.
that involved with the wrestling part of it. I'm more on the volleyball side, but some obviously.
I know the
Yeah.
girls wrestling coach at the high school. You ought to see if she'd get involved with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, great idea.
Abby Baldwin, you should check with, see if that can happen.
That
That'd be great.
sounds good.
Anyhow, that's Friday night, and then the
Yeah.
volleyball on Saturday.
Right. And there'll also be music Friday night, and we've got food trucks both days, and support our local restaurants and shopping and all of the things.
It's really gotten to be a big deal and an idea that's turned out so spectacular. That's great.
It's fun.
Network New Ulm and Network New Ulm youth programs registration probably coming up now, right?
Yep, exactly. So that's our leadership program. We have a community leadership program for adults, and then we do one for juniors and
Yes.
seniors in high school. So they're both amazing programs. Did you ever go through
I did not. I did presentations,
Sure,
of course, at
yeah.
the radio station.
on Communication Day?
Yeah,
Yep.
so did that many times, and it's
It's
neat,
great.
a great learning experience and networking experience.
Exactly. And people who have lived in town their whole life say it's incredibly valuable. People who've just moved to town, obviously it's valuable. So the networking, but there's also leadership development that we're developing more of that into it also, so that we can really, raise up the leaders in our community.
I was in a program in Nicollet County that was a little bit like the Bridging Brown
Sure,
County.
yeah,
Nicollet County's
yep.
got one, and excellent. And again, the leadership part of that is fantastic
Yes,
as
Bridging
well.
Brown County is great. Yes,
Yep.
also.
All right, I've got one more note here.
Yeah.
Dates have been set for this summer's downtown car and bike roll-ins. June 14th, July 12th, August 16th, September 13th, once a month starting June 14th.
That's it. Yep. And so we're switching this year. So last year, we did them on Fridays, one a month, just like this. This year, we're changing it to Saturdays based on some feedback. So it's going to start at 3:30 and go until 8 on those Saturdays. And then, did you ever come up for one of those
Yes,
last year?
yes.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
We closed down the whole 4 blocks so people can walk around. You can see all the cars, get something to eat or drink, and just mingle and network and feel connected.
And you can say, well, they're taking up parking and so forth, but the people walking and the stores that are open, they're going to get people in those stores.
Right.
They see the cars. They also mingle in, and of course, there's restaurants and bars and so forth too.
Exactly. Yep. And again, 3:30. So hopefully all the day traffic with all the hair salons and shopping, some of that. We're not closing the streets till 3:30.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're wondering, who is this we're talking to? This is Sarah Warmka. She's president and CEO of New Ulm Chamber of Commerce. So many great things we had, and starting from the tourism week to breakfast with the board. Farmers market starts June 19th. Spiking in the street August 2nd. Network New Ulm, Network Youth New Ulm registration's open, and don't forget the downtown car and bike roll-ins starting on June 14th. Anything else we need to mention, Sarah?
I think that wraps us up. We might be kicked off here pretty soon.
Okay. Sarah Warmka's with us. I'm Jim Bartles. That's this segment of Something Artsy. Time for another segment of Something Artsy. Hi, everyone. Jim Bartles, your host, and great to be with you once again. This program, of course, is brought to you courtesy of the Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council, and also our thanks to NewCat, who does the filming for us, and all the folks who support our program. Our guest right now, John Kellen from the Grand Center of Arts and Culture. The Grand used to have an office there for a number of years, and so much has happened with it now. And you've got music there on a regular basis. John, we better talk about your May schedule.
Sure, yeah, so we're really excited. May 2nd, we're having a ticketed show. Most of our music is free to the public. About 4 times a year we'll have a ticketed show. Pat Donahue and Paul Crean are coming in, and Pat is a Grammy Award-winning finger-picking guitar player.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing. I saw him in St. Peter at their festival last year, and he's awesome. So we were able to convince him
His
to come.
fingers do their moving.
Oh,
there, huh?
it goes so fast you almost can't you almost can't follow him. But
Yeah.
yeah, very very entertaining. There are still tickets to that show.
Okay.
And then after that, get to our schedule here. Miguel Angel Fernandez Band is a conjunto band. I'm really excited to bring them down here a little bit after Cinco de Mayo. It's the 9th, so.
What is that? What's a conjunto band? What is it like?
Well, I don't know the
Can you
exact
describe
genre, but similar to Tejano, it's a Mexican influence,
okay.
rock and roll,
right.
but they're really, really talented.
Yep.
I think Miguel is only about 18 years old.
Wow.
Managed by his mother.
Okay.
But very, very talented group of people. Joyanne Parker duo is coming in. She's a great blues singer. And then on 30th, Machinery Hill is back by popular demand. They're a really, really fun band, 6-piece band.
Yep.
Yep.
Eclectic. And people come for the entertainment. You have a bar there,
We do.
right?
Yep.
So a very comfortable wine.
Wine and beer and non-alcoholic. We don't have a full, liquor bar,
Yeah,
but
yep.
yep.
So comfortable for that. So
Right.
you can make it your night. You can make it a part of your night.
Right.
Again, when those happen. Again, the first one May 2nd, and then the 9th, 16th, and 30th. Let's go downstairs, down in the cellar.
Yeah.
And what's going on in the cellar press?
Yeah, so we have a number of really great both printing and book bindery. Stitch book bindery is coming up. We have different kinds of printing that are going to be done. One is a cyanotype. Another one is a pronto printing, which is basically you create your own plate and then print. Typically, they'll print greeting cards and things. But we're bringing in a really great lineup of art instructors from all over the place, from Minneapolis, from Iowa State, the Center for the Book. And so our new cellar press coordinator, Tegan Daly, is amazing. She just completed her master's in fine arts, and so she's got connections to some really great teaching artists, and we're luring them up here to New Ulm to help us out.
And you don't find these kind of printing presses everywhere anymore,
No.
do you?
No.
It's a classic,
It's,
and it's been around, and it's really cool.
yeah, very unique. We have one of the largest collection of antique letterpress printing equipment in the state, outside of Minneapolis, the Center for the Book up there. So yeah, come and learn. We're keeping an old art form alive. That's
Yeah.
part of our deal.
And in specific, I said May 3rd, the pronto plate printing on the etching press.
Right,
And May 17th, drum leaf binding.
right,
Yeah.
yep.
And using sunlight to create cyanotype prints.
Yeah.
Did I say that word right?
Yeah, cyanotype. Yep.
Cyanotype. Okay, we got it right now.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, using a sun, it's like a form of photography, only just using the sun.
Yeah.
And there's a type of plate where you like put leaves or other types of things on top of this film, and then just sit it out in the sunshine, and then that will burn a plate onto there. Then you can turn that into print something with that afterwards.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
pretty cool.
So a lot of things going on down in the cellar, and good to have that. By the way, this is John Kellen who's with us from the Grand Center for Arts and Culture in downtown New Ulm. Again, a lot of things we've been talking on our recordings here. You're right across from the Kaiserhof downtown, and
Right in the heart of
Minnesota
things.
Street. You bet. Right
Yeah.
where everything's happening.
Yep.
Or I might say 1 block away from the
From the-
Glockenspiel and the radio station.
There you go.
There we go.
Where all the fun happens.
Yeah,
And so,
absolutely.
I don't know if you have it on your list or not, but we're just started taking registrations for our kids camp.
Yes.
We have 2 different sessions. The first week in June, and then the first week in August. And for kids from kindergarten through 3rd grade is the one section, and then 4 through 8 is the other section. But combination of painting and ceramics and woodworking and all sorts of creative things that kids can do. Parents are looking for something for your kids or your grandkids to do this summer.
Absolutely.
Definitely check it out through the Community Ed webpage. You can register there.
Again, grades K through 3 and 4 through 8. The
Yep.
dates, June 9 through 12, August 4 through 7. And that's, like I say, looking for something for your children to do, new learning experience. What a neat thing to be able to partake in.
Yep.
Parents can register their children at New Ulm Community Ed for that.
Correct.
Correct. and it says they're offering scholarships for families who might need that support.
Right. Well, we want to just make it open to everybody. We don't want to have a financial burden be a limiting factor. And so maybe someone has, 2 or 3 kids, they can't really afford all of them. And we work through the United Way, but we also have a personal fund that some of our donors have put together just to make sure that we want to have all kids participate. If that's a limiting factor, please call us and we'll take care of them.
John, there's something coming up October 25th at State Street Theater that the Grand Center for Arts and Culture is involved with.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're really excited to be back here on this stage. Last year we had Emmylou Harris that was sold out.
Yeah.
It was an amazing event.
I mean, the Emmylou Harris.
The,
Yes.
Not a tribute band. It's the
Yeah.
real deal. We have a very generous anonymous donor that suggested to us that rather than writing a check, which obviously we love all forms of funding, we're a 501c3 nonprofit, but this particular donor suggested that what if they would invest in a national act, and then we could partner with State Street, and then we could use that to promote the fundraising event that we have. And so we're really excited this year. We're bringing Los Lobos out of Los Angeles. They're amazing. They've been rocking for 50 years and selling out concerts, 100 gigs a year. I don't know how they all do it, but they are still sounding fantastic, and so we're really excited to have them here. So stay tuned, probably the 26th of June. If you're a member already, you'll get an email.
A member of
the Grand.
Yep.
Yep. And or for State Street Theater members also
Okay.
can get tickets. So our members will get first shot at the tickets, and we suspect that it may very well sell out.
I wouldn't be surprised. Exactly. Again, Los Lobos, October 25th. So that should be a dandy. And again, tickets are going on sale in June, so
Yes.
be watching for that.
Yeah, very good. And if you're not a member already, if you want to get in on tickets, you can contact us through our website, which is www.thegrandnewulm.org. And there'll be information for membership on our website.
John, I think we've covered it all, haven't we, that we had on the list?
For now.
Good things. Good to have you in.
All right.
John
Nice to
Kellen
see
here
you.
from the Grand Center for the Arts and Culture. I'm Jim Bartles. That's this segment of Something Artsy.
All right, thank you.
Welcome to another segment of Something Artsy. My name's Jim Bartles, and our guest on this segment is Leah Peckrell from Sweet Haven Tonics. We're going to talk about a lot of neat things that are coming up there, including dance class and some music and all that in just a little bit. Something Artsy is brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with New Cat, which films this segment every month. Our thanks to them, and also special thanks to the Prairie Lakes Arts Council, who provides financial support. Without them, this program wouldn't be able to happen. And we talk about State Street Theater. That's where we're at right now. Leah and I are we're on the stage. Lights are on. Boy, it's so bright you can barely see out there. But fun for us to be here, and our thanks to them for allowing us to be here to do this filming. All right, so first of all, Sweet Haven Tonics, 116 North Minnesota.
Yep, right
Been-
downtown in
Been
the
around
old.
for over a year, certainly.
We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary of the Cocktail Lounge, so that's really
Okay.
exciting.
Very good. Let's talk about some live music coming up, and also Trivia Tuesday. But live music, first of all, what do we got coming up?
So we have Ethan Todd. He's coming the first weekend in May, and he came and actually played on our 2-year anniversary and was phenomenal. So great combination of classic music, current music, and some originals as well. So very talented individual, and great to have him back.
May 3rd, 7 to 9 p.m., right?
Yep, that's right.
And then May 31st to the end of the month, you got someone else in.
Yep, so we have Luke Smith coming in. So after everybody gets back from Memorial Day and they're cozied back in New Ulm from their trips, they can come and see Luke Smith. Similar vibe, does a lot of, does some covers, but some great originals as well too. So excited to have him.
If people haven't been there, what kind of space? You've got a lot of room for. I mean, it's a fairly large area you've got, and you're in what, a part of what used to be the old Not
The old
Herberger's? Yeah.
building, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a cocktail lounge setting. So there's couches and comfortable chairs and of course a couple bar areas. So lots of places to come and gather and connect with the people you love.
I know when we had that collage of photos taken for the city of New Ulm,
Yeah.
families and individuals coming in, that was at your place.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people there, and they all weaved in real well. It worked out real good.
Yeah,
so,
it's a big space, so
yeah, very good. So
Room
once
for
again,
everyone.
Ethan Todd, May 3rd, Luke Smith, May 31st, 7 to 9 on both of those. Let's talk about Trivia Tuesday.
So the second and fourth Tuesday of every month from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's free to play. Just come and bring your big brain. See what kind of prizes you can win. We always offer a $50 gift card and a free bottle of tonic to the first place team, a $25 gift card with some free Sweet Haven for the second place team, and then the third place team gets any bottle of tonic that they
Okay.
like. So something good for everybody. And a free thing to do, just come with some friends, and it's really low key and relaxed, but some fun questions. I've heard that the level of difficulty is just right.
Okay. So that's Trivia Tuesday, second and fourth Tuesdays of the month, 6
Yep.
to 8 p.m.
Yep.
Again, there's no charge.
No charge,
Free.
just show up.
Live music, no charge.
No charge.
Just show up. And
Yep.
of course, you get beverages if people are interested, but there's no charge
Right.
for those things.
Right.
Dance class.
Oh.
You've got a swing class.
We have a swing dance class coming up on, remind me of the date.
May 15th.
May 15th. We just got that one put in the books, and it's from Flow Dance Studio out of Sleepy Eye. So they come with their expertise, and last month they taught a salsa class. We had about 30 people show up. You don't have to bring a partner. You can come on your own, and it was a lot of fun. So no previous dance experience required.
Swing dance, that's where you're doing a lot of this and that little spin and whatever, and it's
Right.
active and fun,
Yep.
artistic.
Yep.
Both my daughters do swing dance and love the heck out of it.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of it before. Nothing too technical, but it's really fun.
Yep.
It was a great atmosphere and people had a good time.
So that's 6 to 8 p.m.,
Yep.
roughly a 2-hour event.
Yep.
And is there a charge for the dance class that night?
So it's $10.
Okay.
Flow Dance Studio, you can either just show up and pay that day. It helps us plan to have enough bartenders there and enough space. We also have an event online through Flow Dance Company on Facebook, and you can just purchase right through them. But if you don't want to buy online, you can again just show up.
Leah Peckrell is with us from Sweet Haven Tonics, downtown New Ulm, the old Herberger's building, easiest way to say it right there. A lot of neat things coming up, but you also have a new flavor coming out, I understand.
We do. It's top secret for now, but it's a great spring, summer flavor. So we have all of our normal flavors, and then we do some fun limited release small batch flavors. So the one we did for the winter was a pineapple, cinnamon, and sage, which always comes with some new cocktails for the lounge. And so we have a new one coming out soon.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that should
Think
be great.
it's really fun.
Head into the summer, it's good to have some of those new things. And do you do new flavors every so often?
Yep, so we kind of do these small batch release ones. I work and sell the products all over the state. So usually once I start selling with my distributor, they don't let me stop making it.
All right.
So I have to do some small batch ones too. But I just want to say, speaking of summer, we also are putting out our patio again this year. So starting in May, we'll have our lovely patio space
Out in front.
out in front.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so like a parklet kind of thing
Yep,
that they have?
parklet thing with patio chairs and tables for people to come and sit and enjoy the outside.
What are the hours for Sweet Haven Tonics?
So we're open Monday through Thursday from 4 until 9. On Friday, we're open from 4 until 11. And then on Saturday, we're open from 1 until 11.
Okay,
And then a day of rest on Sunday.
got to have that.
Yep,
Yeah,
every
gotta have
once
that.
in a
A
while.
lot of other good things to do on Sundays too.
Yep.
So, all right, real good. So Sweet Haven Tonics, 116 North Minnesota. Find out more, sweethaventonics.com.
That's right.
And if you want to call, it's 354-5525. I just double checked that on the phone, so I know that's correct.
Me too.
There we go. Anything else you need to mention?
No, I think that covers it. Thanks for having me.
All right,
It's always great.
Leah Peckrell's with us. Sweet Haven Tonics, always some neat things. Adds to the whole ambiance of the city of New Ulm, and that's what makes it special. That's part of what we like to feature on Something Artsy.
Thank
Along
you.
with Leah Peckrell, Jim Bartles here. That's this segment on Something Artsy. Welcome once again. This is our final segment for this month on Something Artsy, and good to have you with us. We've had several great guests here earlier in our broadcast, but we're going to wrap her up with a barn-burning, ball-busting topic, and it's going to be German Bohemian Society, and we've got their annual general membership social meeting coming up. And it's going to be some fun information to share with you. With me is Dan Grebner and also Pat Kretsch. And Pat, you've been with the German Bohemian Society since day one, aren't you?
Since day one as a member and 30 years on the board.
Yeah, okay.
And 2 times as president,
Yep.
2 terms.
And so before we get to the May 16th event, I think about the German Bohemian Society, the monument or statue. When did that go up? That's been around for a while too.
91. There were 2,000 people at the unveiling of that monument.
Yeah.
And it was given from the German Bohemian Heritage Society to the city of New Ulm. But the way I'm told, that anything inside the fence is our problem. Outside the fence, the city takes care of.
Okay. And if someone hasn't been down there before, what are they going to see when they go down
They're
there?
going to see, there's a lot of reading on the monument itself about what the German Bohemians had to go through and all that thing. But on the base of it all around are the names of over 350, it's almost 360 surnames of the families that are German Bohemians ancestry in the surrounding area. It goes up to the Stark Township in Nicollet County and the New Ulm and Searles area. And mostly it's a tight-held group. We had linguists that came over from Europe on a grant, and their grant said that they had to come to the United States 3 times to see if any German dialect was still alive. And I met those people accidentally down at Kansas, and Lawrence, Kansas, and at that, somebody pointed out that I knew the dialect. So these 3 linguists approached me and said if they could talk to me that Saturday night. And I said, yeah, there's a nice meeting room at our hotel. And so we got together, and lo and behold, that was exactly one of the dialects they were looking for, was the German Bohemian dialect. Hayes, Kansas had a few that could talk that, but then they found that the nest was really here in New Ulm. And they said, are there more of you that talk like that? And I said, come to New Ulm. But I said, I wish you to come here 20 years ago, because the people, I'm the last generation that has any hope at all of remembering the dialect, because it's ended. But it's 5 generations that it did last as long as speaking not only the standard German, but also the dialect.
So in the 1850s, when the first settlers were coming into what became New Ulm, some of those were the German Bohemians.
1856.
Yeah.
John Kretsch was the first one here. And he came alone, and he was a barrel maker by trade. And the invite was not only from the United States, but there were people over in that area that said, hey, there's land, 160 acres. All you got to do is just clear the woods and it's yours. And this cannot be true. So they send people out, and John was the one. So by slow mail, boat only, he mailed back and he goes, it's true, why don't you come? So then Joseph and Teresa, my ancestors, came, his brother, and his wife came along with him. Liebels were a lot of the names that came on that one trip. And then John, as it turned out, like the Dietzes and Ecksteins, the only way out of New Ulm was like the Poor Farm Road, that was the Indian Trail. So that's where they started settling. And the further out they got, so John got out what's now known as the Manderfeld Hill. And he was not a Bauer, which is German for a farmer. So he made a deal in 1864 with the Manderfelds. I'll trade my farm for your house in town. And they go, really? He says, because there's a brewery opening up. It's Houndstein, and I'm going to be the barrel maker.
There's the tie into the barrel maker. All right.
You got it. So he got back to his profession.
So, sprichst du Deutsch auch?
Ja, für sicher schon.
Ja.
Kann ich auch Deutsch
Well,
sprechen?
that's a whole nother program,
Oh,
I
für
think.
sicher schon.
Yeah, we'll get into that, yeah.
Well, the difference is, as the Concord singers would say, jetzt geht's los. In the Bohemian, it's jetzt geht's los.
All right. Okay, let's get back to why we're here.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's always interesting getting the background. So you have coming up May 16th is the semi-annual general membership social meeting.
Right.
Some information about what's going on and why people should be interested in coming and how they can get signed up.
Right. It's many different ways they can. They can register on the website, German Bohemian Heritage Society.com, or call Jenny Eckstein at 217-7239, 507, of course, before that, or email her at jieckstein@comcast.net. And pre-registration should be done by May 1st. I know this is going to air.
Before and after that.
And
now.
before and after that. And if it's after May 1st, then it's $40.
$40.
$35 before that. And it'll be a pork loin dinner, tenderloin dinner, and all the potatoes and everything that goes with it. And we have 2 annual meetings for membership. This is the social membership. October is our annual business membership. So
So this is the fun one to come to.
this is the fun one. Yes, it is. And we're going to ask people again to bring artifacts that they have at home, if it's pictures or anything like that, and that people can come and look that over. And it's interesting what people bring. But the best part is, we're going to have a guest speaker.
Well, you know you're live when the bells start ringing off.
There you go.
That's where I thought I had to be. I don't have to be there anymore, so we're doing good.
I
We're
left
doing good.
mine in the vehicle, so that wouldn't happen.
All right, so again, May 16th, social hour at 5, meal at 6, program at 7. Let's talk about the program because this is where Dan Gribner comes in and sitting
Yes, he
right here.
does. You bet.
And Dan is going to be the guest speaker that night. And you're talking about German Bohemian music. Dan, what can you share with us to kind of get everybody's appetite ready and warmed up for coming?
You know, Germans know how to have fun. And German Bohemians, they're the ones who do the polka dancing. Jim, thank you first for allowing me to be here on Something Artsy today, and thank you to NewCat and to State Street Theater. I'm a member of the German Bohemian Society. I have, on both sides of my family, relatives or ancestors from Bohemia. Music was just a part of everyday life. It was, and New Ulm is a special place, and people here don't realize it, but music is a much bigger thing than it is on average than it is in other towns. And it's largely because of the German Bohemians and the music they brought with them from the old country. In fact, the polka industry was filled with German Bohemians. This morning I looked at surnames of people. You talked about the number of people's names who are around that monument. There were over 40 family names who were musicians. Family names, not individuals. Huffmeister, for example, is one family that had at least 10 individuals who were musicians in New Ulm.
Really?
Part of the Whoopi John Wolfert Orchestra. And Whoopi John Wolfert came from German Bohemian ancestors. Wendinger, Peter Wendinger,
Yeah.
now 62 years as a polka concertina musician, member of the International Polka Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's not pretty recent that he was
That's very
recognized
recent,
last year.
yes.
And you know, Fez Fritchie, Harold Leffelmacher, another one, who weren't German Bohemians, but they were from New Ulm, and that's part of what makes New Ulm special for music. Another name is Meidel, another one is Kitzberger. Very important musicians to the history of New Ulm.
Wow, that should be a fun night. Again, we're talking with Dan Grebner just now, and also Pat Kretsch, who we were talking to earlier about German Bohemian Society and their membership meeting coming up on the 16th. So, time for questions after your presentation, or you can answer a few more things. I'm sure there'll be a lot of
Yeah.
people wanting to know more.
Yeah. Well, I'm there actually as a representative of the New Ulm Municipal Band.
Yeah. We check our phones as we need to here, folks.
Thought I had mine turned off. I've been a member of the band for 5 years, and it comes down to the question, how do we keep alive our ethnic traditions? And the New Ulm Municipal Band has a role in that. Concord Singers has been around since 1931. That's the men's chorus. The old German Männerchor.
Yeah.
And the New Ulm Municipal Band is 79 years old now. And among the things we play, we play several German and several Bohemian ethnic music pieces. Can I tell you about my favorite ones?
Please.
Okay. Trans-Montana March is, it's not Bohemian, but it's from the ski region in the Alps, just south of Germany. And when we're playing that music, I feel like I'm skiing down this mountain. Music is full of memories, it's full of emotions, it's full of motion. When people hear music, they want to dance. Kids get up and get excited that you want to snap your fingers, you want to tap your knee, you want to get moving, you want to dance. And that's what music is about. For the German Bohemians, here's a title, Vom Egerland zum Moldau-Strand. From the Egerland, that's precisely where many of the German Bohemian families came from in the old country. And the Moldau Strand is the bank or the beach of the river that the Czechs call Vltava, the Germans called Moldau, passes through the city of Prague, which a lot of us left our hearts there when we visited. Tief, this is going to make you cry.
Okay.
Tief drin im Böhmerwald.
Tief drinnen, Böhmerwald, yeah.
Andreas Hartauer created this wonderful folk tune that is about a man who left his homeland in the Böhmerwald, the Bohemian forest, and he wants to go back there. And he thinks of his cradle when he was an infant, his cradle rocking back forth in the Bohemian forest. And we play that.
So a number of songs that the New Ulm Municipal Band plays that have both the German and Bohemian music to keep that tradition going, which is great.
Yeah.
You know, and I know those of us in the Concord Singers feel very strong about our preservation of that festive German music.
Absolutely.
You know, again, the music, the dancing, you know, and gosh, someday I'd love it if those dances could come back. You know,
You and I both.
because that's the old social media. You know,
That's
that
right.
and church were the ways that it happened.
You
So,
bet.
anything else we need to cover, gentlemen, either from your side, Dan or Pat? Go ahead.
I'd like to say one other thing about the band. The band is open to musicians of all ages. There's no audition. The only requirements are that you love music and that you show up and you contribute to the work of the band. Right now is actually a good time for people to get their names in if they'd like to try playing with the band this year, because we have several more rehearsals before our first performance on Memorial Day. Our director is Don Urach. Don Urach is, I think, third generation Czech Bohemian, not German Bohemian. does a great job for the band. And people who would like to come and join the band or give it a rehearsal or two should call Don at 507-217-9220.
Very good.
Thank you, Jim.
I want to mention one more time, if you're interested in tickets for the German Bohemian semi-annual membership social meeting, and you can go online, GermanBohemianHeritageSociety.com. Maybe an easier way for you might be to call Jenny Eckstein at 217-7239, or you can email her at jieckstein@comcast.net. Pat, anything else before we wrap up?
Nope, and anybody can be a member of the German Bohemian Heritage Society. You don't have to have that ancestry. It's open to the public, this society. We have some that are Swedish, Norwegian, but they have a dash of German Bohemian there, but it's anybody's.
And as full-blooded Germans, we're welcome also, right?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, that's sehr gut.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay, hey, thanks for coming. Something Artsy is brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with New Cat, which films this segment every month. And thank you for supporting the arts in our community through financial support from Prairie Lakes Arts Council. Without their generous support, this program would not be possible. And thanks so much for watching. I know we could stick around and tell jokes for a while. Not going to do that. That's a whole nother program, and we'll get into some more German and Bohemian language as we go along as well. Along with Dan Grebner, Pat Kretsch, this is Jim Bartles. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Something Artsy.